Hey, we're learning about diffusion today, and I see that you've got one flask of water that is just about boiling, and then your other flask over here, Amani, is that hot or room temperature?
It's room temperature.
That's room temperature, and we're learning that diffusion is when something moves from a high concentration to a low concentration. So if we're talking about gas, you really hope that that fart diffuses quickly, don't you? You don't want to be near a highly concentrated fart, do you? What we want to learn is if something is hot, like a liquid, does it diffuse faster or slower than something that is not as hot? So in this experiment, we're going to put 1 drop of food coloring in at the same time, 1 flask that's room temperature, 200 milliliters of water, and 1 flask that's boiling. Let's see if there's some bubbles in there. I see some bubbles. Okay, so it has to be at the same time, okay? In 3, 2, 1, 1 drop, go. Did you get a drop in there?
It's not working. It's not coming off. Squeeze it.
Squeeze it out there. There you go. There you go. Okay. Let's look over here at our rate of diffusion. Amaya, does that look like it's spreading out? Greg, does that look like it's spreading out? Let's look at this one. This one still has some clumps of food coloring in it, doesn't it? That's room temperature. Let's take a look at the one that's hot. Would you say, Greg, that that's fully diffused?
Yes.
I would say, Amaya, what do you think? Is that fully diffused?
Yes.
It looks like it. Now, Amani, would you say that this one's fully diffused?
No.
I can still see like a streak of food coloring in there. So would you agree that temperature increases the rate of diffusion? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, let's check our next table. Good job. I'm here with table 2 for our second diffusion test, and we want to see if temperature increases diffusion. So, Gift, we have 1 flask that's boiling, and Gabby, the other flask looks like it's room temperature, and you guys are going to add 1 drop of food coloring at the same time, and we're going to see which one diffuses the quickest. On the count of 3. 1, get ready. 2, 3, add your food coloring. There we go, okay. Let's see which one diffuses more quickly. On the right, we're at room temperature. And on the left, we're right around 212 degrees, right around boiling.
Maybe that one, because it didn't go at the same time.
Now, Gabby, we would say that it's fully diffused when you can't see any concentrated food coloring. So it should just be 1 tint of green, right?
Yeah.
And Gift, over here, you can still see some clumps of green food coloring there at room temperature. This is why it's so important to put hot water on your coffee in the morning. You start every day with chemistry when you diffuse your coffee. Hot water on the coffee beans. Would you say that's fully diffused, Gabby?
Yes.
I think so. And look over here.
No. It's during the mannequin shot.
That's not diffused, is it? So would you guys agree, would you agree the temperature influences diffusion, the rate of diffusion? When something's hot, atoms move quicker, and diffusion increases. Good job, table 2, way to go. I'm here with table 6. They're testing diffusion with food coloring. 1 flask has boiling water, and the other is at room temperature. In 3 seconds, let's add our food coloring. 3, 2, 1, add your food coloring. And let's see if temperature increases the rate of diffusion. Oh, this one's got some streaks. Let's look at this one. Ah, looks like it's pretty spread out. Chase, would you say that that one's diffused?
Yes.
I think so. Melody, would you say that heat increases or decreases diffusion?
Increases.
I think it does, because this one's not hot and it's not really mixed very well, is it? Good job, table 6. And I'm here with table 5. They're going to test diffusion in a flask with boiling water versus a flask that's at room temperature. At the count of 3, add your food coloring. 1, 2, 3, go. There you go, get a drop in there, good. And let's see if that hot water increases the rate of diffusion. Now, the most important thing, my friends, think about your coffee in the morning. Hot water diffuses the coffee beans quickly. Don't pour cold water on your coffee. Look at that. I've got one clearly diffused flask, and this one still has streaks. Look at that. Table 5, would you say that heat increases diffusion or decreases?
Increases.
It increases diffusion. Wait. I'm here with table 4. They're doing a diffusion experiment. One flask is boiling, the other one's room temperature. Let's find out if that hot water increases diffusion. On the count of 3, add your food coloring. 1, 2, 3. In goes the food coloring. Let's see what happens. What do you think, Dorian? Do you think temperature will increase diffusion? Medina, do you think this one at room temperature is diffused, or are there still clumps of food coloring?
There's still clumps.
You can kind of see streaks. Over here, do you see any streaks over here?
No.
No, it looks pretty evenly diffused. So, Mason, would you say temperature increases diffusion? Yeah, if you increase temperature, you increase diffusion. Good. Hey, I'm here with table 3, and they're doing a diffusion experiment. One flask is near boiling, the other one's room temperature. They're going to add a drop of food coloring at the same time and see if temperature influences the rate of diffusion. Are you ready with your food coloring? In 3, 2, get ready, Jada. 1, add your food coloring. Good, and let's see if the hot flask diffuses faster than the one at room temperature. What do you think?
The hot one.
The hot one?
Yeah.
I can still see some clumps of food coloring here at room temperature. But this flask looks like, what do you think, Jenny? Is it spreading out pretty quick?
Yeah.
So, Mahalit, would you say that hot water increases diffusion?
Yes.
It looks like it. Way to go.